Shalom, everyone. We be live. How's everyone doing? I'm assuming most people here are happy. We were very happy on the Persian channel with the mostly Iranian audience. We were celebrating Assad's fall. I hope you guys are celebrating as well. Make sure you like the stream. I am going to be showing you videos that you might not see in other places because we have a lot of coverage of Assad's fall, but not the stuff that we're going to be discussing on this channel. I am going to, first of all, show you a video. By the way, let me know how my audio is, and also let me know in the live chat that you have liked the stream. And also, thank you so much for Jean. Jean is here highlighting your comments, so thank you for your service, Jean. Guys, make sure the comments, I want to make sure that your comments are also part of the show. So comment in the live chat, and Jean will be highlighting that. Are you guys happy? Are you guys happy? Are you guys happy? Tell me if you're happy. I will show you. I'm going to start with the first video to show you why many Iranian people are happy. All right. All right. Let me show you this, and you tell me what do you think you're saying. What do you think you're saying? No. I will start with this one. I'll explain. Let me just explain it to you what you're saying. Okay. So these two first videos are basically the same thing. So as the HTS, the Sunni group that is leading the in Syria, I was gonna say leading the war in Syria, but it's not even a war, and it's over. Syria, Assad has fallen, HTS has taken over Damascus and everything. But as they were coming, as they were expanding their territory, these are the shrines. These are the shrines that the Islamic Republic of Iran has constantly used as an excuse for why they're supporting Assad and why they're in Syria. There are three different narratives for three different people. For the religious people in Iran, the excuse for why the Islamic Republic of Iran was middling in Syria and supporting Assad was these shrines. They call themselves the guardians of the shrines. For the more secular-minded Iranian people, the excuse for the Islamic Republic of Iran fighting for Assad, suppressing their own people, helping Assad massacre its own people, the excuse was that we are fighting ISIS. And we have to fight ISIS beyond our borders so that we don't have to fight them at home. And I will respond to that narrative as well. And the third, and the actual truth is, so these are the narratives. The first narrative for the religious maniacs in Iran. The second one for the secular-minded people in Iran, mostly, the more nationalist types. The third one is the actual truth, is that the Islamic Republic is in Syria because it was the bridge for the axis of resistance to the borders of Israel. So this is the actual truth. The fall of Syria is arguably the end of the axis of resistance because the Islamic Republic has lost its borders, the borders of its empire with Lebanon. And I will show you why they're desperately changing the narratives, and now HTS is cool, apparently, according to the Islamic Republic. I'll show you that as well. The narratives are shifting faster than HTS's takeover. Syria was key. The Islamic Republic was not in Syria to fight ISIS. I will show you that, unlike these progressive, woke, leftist fucking idiots in American media will tell you that, Iran was in Syria fighting ISIS. Bull fucking shit. ISIS was an excuse. ISIS was a blessing to the Islamic Republic of Iran. I will show you evidence that the Islamic Republic went to save Assad before ISIS was a thing. They went to save Assad because everything for the axis of resistance relied on Syria. And by the way, fuck you to all the anti-Israeli people. Look at where all your protest has done. What has it done? Israel have come up stronger than anyone in this game. All your fucking boycotts, all your asking Yemen, asking the Houthis to turn another ship around, all the people who were supporting the axis of resistance because they were anti-fucking genocide. You're fucking losing. Your entire empire is falling apart. I know you fucking woke progressives can't build your own empire, so you're basically using this Islamic empire to fight the Zionists. Well, look, the horse that you bet on is falling apart. The axis of resistance is over. Without Syria, there's no fucking bridge anymore. Do you understand? The so-called Palestinian cause was all dependent on the Islamic Republic having borders, its empire, its Shia Christian having borders with Lebanon, and now that bridge has fallen. Who's laughing now? Who's passing it sweets now? You motherfuckers thought that October 7th was you winning. Who's winning now, motherfuckers? You were laughing, you were happy, you were passing sweets. Fuck around and find out, motherfuckers. Fuck around and find out. Oh, fuck you. Anyways, let's look at their tears, because the religious motherfuckers, they were there because these Sunni fundamentalists, these terrorists, they're gonna come destroy our shrines. They were in Syria defending Shia shrines. That was their namus, they call it. That's the thing. They said that they're willing to kill their entire families, their own families, to protect these shrines from ISIS, from Al Qaeda. And as HTS was expanding, they were abandoning Syria. By the way, none of these fuckers were barking. As HTS expanded, they all left. The Syrian army, they let go of their arms. They retreated without fighting. And all the pro-regime Iranians in Syria, none of them stood their ground and fought. They were supposed to fight for these shrines. They all retreated. Every fucking single one of them retreated. The only time these people are brave, they were acting. The same motherfuckers that said the Jews are cowards. They will always retreat. The only time these people show bravery is against their own people. But now, as the HTS was expanding and they were retreating, this is the shrine that they were leaving behind and crying about the fact that they're leaving behind the shrines of their religious figures. Allah. Just enjoy the fucking tears. Enjoy the motherfucking these tears. These are the same people who were passing on sweets on October 7th. Look what October 7th done to you. Look at this is your tears. This is what October 7th has brought you. They're basically saying their goodbyes. So as they're leaving, they're saying goodbye to the shrines, and they're worried about what's going to happen to these shrines when HTS takes over. All right, look at this guy. So this guy is going into the shrine and he says, these are the last moments that I could be in this shrine as HTS is coming, and he says all the Iranians have left. So watch this. And he's putting on the screen, like, he's saying, please pray so that ISIS can't come and take over the shrine.
این تصاویری که می‌بینید از حرم حضرت رقیه سلام الله علیها شاید آخرین تصاویری باشه که از حرم می‌بینید.
So he's saying that this might be the last image, pictures, the last videos that you see from this shrine, because they're assuming that HTS is ISIS, which it's not ISIS. It used to be Al Qaeda, and they think. Oh, star Susanna's comments, because I want to make sure I read them. They think that obviously ISIS, if they come over, they're going to ruin the shrine. So he's saying that these are the last images that we're going to see from this shrine. By the way, Jolani, the leader of HTS, so far he seems to be tolerant. I know there are some people within the group that are doing questionable things, but so far the leader of HTS is not acting as, I know that he might change his behavior later, but as of right now, he's being extremely tolerant. He's saying that he doesn't want to destroy any of the shrines. He wants to let everybody do their own thing. And he's also made it illegal to mandate the hijab. He's saying no to mandatory hijab. He came out and said that. It's unbelievable. The group that used to be Al Qaeda is making it illegal to make hijab mandatory, as the Islamic Republic of Iran has now issued the harshest hijab laws for a long time. So Al Qaeda is modernizing and the Islamic Republic is going backward. This is fucking insane. Again, I'm not saying that they will continue. I don't know what HDS is going to do tomorrow. But Jolani, as of right now, is going around and telling Christians that you guys are going to be protected when you can celebrate your Christmas. Nobody is going to do anything for you. And also telling women that hijab is not going to be mandatory. And again, I know that some of their soldiers are doing some questionable things, but Jolani is saying that he's going to put a stop to it. I don't know what's going to happen. But so far, he's doing well. But let's continue. No, it's not, guys. HTS is not 50% ISIS. They used to be Al Qaeda, but they have some ISIS people in there that might not follow the command of Jolani. No, Sarah, that was just some people. Jolani's army, you saw a video of some soldiers saying something. That's not the official position of HTS. It's complicated. It's a Frankenstein monster of different pieces of people together. But Jolani himself has no ambitions to Israel. But again, it's hard to manage this group of people because they're just a shit ton of different kinds of people stitched together. Anyways, let's focus on this video.
این تصاویری باشی که از حرم می‌بینید همه سوریه رو ترک کردن.
It's like everybody has left Syria. By everyone, he means Iranian.
یک نفر ایرانی تو سوریه نمونده.
He says like not a single Iranian has left behind in Syria.
تخلیه کردن سوریه رو. معامله کردن سوریه رو.
This is a conspiracy that he has, a theory that he has. He says that they have made a deal on Syria. So I think this Iranian religious person, he's accusing the Iranian government, the regime. He thinks that they betrayed Syria and the shrines in Syria because they made a deal and they sold out Syria. So he's basically, see, this is why that line there is the key for you to understand. That line there represents the greatest weakness of the Islamic Republic of Iran. This is how you will get the Islamic Republic to fall from within. Remember, every time on this show, I say there are 3 threats to the Islamic Republic. Start at, I'm going to read that. There's 3 threats to the Islamic Republic. A foreign external army, like United States and Israel, the Iranian people, the secular liberal-minded Iranian people, meaning the Mahsa revolution, and the third and greatest threat to the Islamic Republic are these idiots, these religious moron Iranians who want an Islamic regime, who think that the Islamic Republic is failing. It's failing to be an Islamic regime. It's weak and pathetic compared relative to Israel, to the enemies of Islam, to ISIS and Al Qaeda, and it's weak and pathetic because it's not able to enforce Islamic law in Iran as seen as as evident by all these women in Iran not wearing the hijab. This is why at this moment the Islamic Republic has passed the toughest hijab laws yet, as you saw, we talked about it with Susanna just yesterday, because they're trying to signal to the religious people, to the less than 8% remaining support that they have, that we are Islamic, we are going to enforce Islamic laws, including the hijab laws. We are going to do that because they are pathetic when it comes to standing up to Israel. And this line that this man has said represents the anger of some religious Islamists in Iran with their own regime, because losing Syria and losing these shrines to what he's calling ISIS, he's describing that as our regime, the people in power, have sold out Syria. So the religious people are angry with. So there's an internal fight between religious people, the hardliners in Iran right now, and this internal drift, this internal fighting, this civil war between the religious people, the previously pro-regime people. That's the best chance we have for the Islamic Republic to become either fall or become extremely weaker. I will finish this video and then I will read your super chats and your comments. Like, watch these last final videos of the shrine of this female. It's a Hazrat Ruqayya, which is one of the Shia female holy figures. By the way, this is something Sunnis hate. You see this? This is shirk. This is dead person worship, which is, Sunnis are right to call this shirk, because this is basically, I know Shias will deny this. Shias will say that we're not worshiping this person, but look at this. It's a shrine. It's a dead person's body in the middle there, and they pray towards it. And Sunnis like, yeah, you guys don't worship. You guys are worshiping something other than Allah. Shias are like, nah. And Sunnis are like, yeah, this is a shrine. This is shirk. This is associating partners with Allah. This is why Al-Qaeda and ISIS would love to destroy this shrine, because this is worse than being non-Muslim. This is basically worshiping something other than Allah with the name of Islam. This is why Sunni radicals hate Shias more than they hate Jews, because of this stuff. But HDS is saying like, no, we're not going to touch this stuff. So we'll see. He says he's crying. Is like, if ISIS gets his hands on this shrine, there will be nothing left from this shrine, and he's crying. Now she's asking, she's talking to the woman in the dead body of this holy Shia. He says like, my lady, I hope they don't come and destroy your shrine. Keep crying. Oh my god. Guys, these are the people who were celebrating on October 7th. These are the motherfuckers. By the way, October 7th, oh, they were so happy because the child murdering Israel was being punished. Finally, they got the taste of their own medicine. Child murdering, you motherfuckers, child murdering. Guys, let's remember what Bashar al-Assad was doing. You guys, the same people who claim that Israel is the killer of children, you guys supported Assad. You guys supported Assad, the greatest killer of children that I know of. The greatest killer of children that I know of in our time was fucking Assad. You were punishing Israel. These are the children. Remember these children that Assad was killing. These are Syrian people that Assad was bombing. By the way, when Assad bombs children, he targets civilians. He kills civilians. He's asking like, why did they do this to us? What did we do? Like, what did we do? What was our sin that they did this to us? Like, he's like, why are you crying? He said, Bashar killed us. Bashar Bashar killed us.
نهبنا قتل البيوت
Bashar destroyed our homes.
نهبين
Bashar took everything from us. We have
ما عندنا
nothing
شيء
now.
في البيت والله العظيم.
Wait, I can't see it. Don't highlight for something from now on because I can't see the subtitles. He's saying, did you destroy all your homes?
أنتم كلهم ما عندنا شيء.
He's like, you destroyed all our
هون
homes.
نشرب مي وتمطرتني.
He's like, we have no water. We only drink water when there's rain.
نقعد عند الجماعة. نقعد نسهر عنده.
Like we spend the night
شو
there.
بيهون والله العظيم ولا خلانا نقعد دقيقة بالبيت.
Like he didn't let us stay in our homes.
هو بشار الأسد واطي.
He says Bashar al-Assad is a bad person. Also, remember this kid. Remember how many years ago was this? When this person's house was this child's house was bombed. This is what. But remember this, guys. I don't know where this boy is right now. If he's still alive, he's 13 years old now. But remember a couple of years ago when Bashar was bombing his own people, and this image of this child came out after the bombing when he was shaking. Wait, this has music. Let me mute the music. Look, he's bleeding. He's watching his. So just remember who this motherfucker was and who the Islamic Republic was supporting. And I will tell you what the narrative is now that they're losing Assad. Hold on, let me see. What is this video? Do I want to show this? Oh yeah, I want to show this later. By the way, regarding Christians, this is what I was, because somebody in the chat, actually, let me read some chats and then I will talk about Christians. First of all, thank you, EF, for the super sticker. That's very generous. I appreciate that. Guys, I will read the super chats as well. Susanna is saying, bullshit. They just like showing off their tears. No, they are. Yeah, I mean, they are actually pretty pissed right now. Susanna is saying, I'm not holding my breath because the Taliban had moderated too, but the nickname DEI jihadi is amusing. Yes, I'm not saying that I agree with Susanna. Okay, nobody is naive enough to claim that HTS will stay like this. Okay, nobody knows what the future holds. Everything is very surprising. Things are changing extremely fast, but they are smart enough right now. Whatever they do in the future, they're being very strategic right now. And they know what works. They know, like, they're not as stupid as ISIS. They know that to get people to not support Assad, to get people to join their side, when they capture somewhere, they should forgive. They should do a blanket forgiveness so that other people see that they're not going to be killed, so that they put down their arms as well. So for people not to resist, they need to be tolerant. So whatever they're going to do in the future, for their purposes of their goals, they recognize that tolerance works. I'm not saying they're actually genuinely being tolerant. Nobody fucking knows. I mean, the Jolani, the leader of HTS, claimed that he used to be Al-Qaeda because he was a young idiot. That's what he says. And he's now a changed man. He's much older now, and he's different. Okay. I mean, if you believe him or don't believe him, like that, we don't know. Like, it's too naive to just say accept what he's saying. But even if he's lying, it's very smart. It's very strategic. And somebody's saying Christians are already being raped and killed by Al-Qaeda Islamists. Again, I know that there are some reports of some people doing something, but Jolani is the leader of HTS, is trying to make it clear. Like, he's even talking to the previous prime minister. They're keeping him, they're being nice to him. They allowed him to control things for a while, even after they took over. They're telling people that they're not even going to have mandatory hijab laws. This is, I know it might be all a lie, but it's very, very strategic. But for example, here's an example that I showed yesterday. Let me show this again. So once they took, I think this is this Aleppo? I'm not sure if this is Aleppo. I think it's Aleppo. Yes, it's Aleppo. And they made sure once they took Aleppo, they would go and talk to Christians and they were talking to this non-hijabi girl and they were telling them that are you free to have a Christmas tree and celebrate Christmas, and they were confirming that everything is
أنا
good
الآن
here.
متواجد في حي العزيزية في مدينة حلب كما تشاهدون.
Oh yeah, Medina Halab. So that means city of Aleppo. Okay, so again, I speak Persian, but I know a little bit of Arabic, very little. So Medina Halab means city of Aleppo. So this is in Aleppo. Once they
خلفي
took over
تماما
Aleppo.
بعض الشابات والشبان يقومون بتزيين شجرة.
So look, like they took over and they're like, look, these Christians, they're decorating their tree and everything is fine and dandy. Nobody's gonna stop
عيد
them.
الميلاد للتجهيز لاحتفال رأس السنة. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
يعطيك العافية.
يا هلا.
كيف الأجواء بحلب؟
والله كثير منيح الحمد لله والأمور رواق. بس
anyways, also this is the interesting part. They also talked to the girl and they showed her on camera, even though she was not wearing hijab. That's kind of
شو عم تجهزوا هلا؟
حاليا يعني شوي للأعياد وهيك لازم نبلش يمكن.
حدا عم يزعجكم هون؟
لا الحمد لله الأمور كتير بخير ورواق وبنتمنى ما.
She's like basically, la, everything is fine. Everything is fine and dandy. Nobody's bothering us. Basically, that's what she's saying. La, khair, hamichi khair. Okay, so by the way, let's all appreciate today, guys. A lot of Iranian people are making fun of Yahya Sinwar by thanking him. By saying everybody, like many Iranians on social media are blessing Yahya Sinwar, saying, I mean, it's a joke, okay? Don't take it seriously. They're like, who knew that you would be responsible for the fall of the acts of resistance, for the fall of all the killing of all the leaders of Hamas, for Hezbollah, for the Patriot attacks, for Assad falling, for Syria being lost from the axis of resistance. I heard Bibi is now bombing, is now going for the Houthis. So I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know why they keep progressing. So this is one meme. This was not by Iranians. I'll show you the memes that Iranians were making. But on Iranian social media, many people are sending their blessings to Yahya Sinwar for being responsible for thinking that they were. I mean, it was a disaster, of course, October 7th. So this is not serious, but said, who knew that you tried to, as devastating as October 7th was to Israel, this was 100 times more devastating for your side. Israel is still there. Israel lives. Israel will become more powerful, but where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? And let me actually show you the memes that Iranians are sharing. I don't know if this requires explanation. So let me know if this requires explanation. Hold on, let me make it a little bit, zoom in a little bit. Oh, actually it does, because you guys can't read, but this is okay. So obviously this is a famous meme template where this woman is holding on here, but okay, I know it's going to be unfunny because I'm explaining it, but the funny part is that she's going to basically open the door and they're all going to fall behind, right? Fall off the truck. Anyway, so you can see that on the woman that is holding here, it says Yahya Sinwar here, and here it says Hamas, here it says Hezbollah, here it says Bashar al-Assad, here it says Ansarullah, here it says the Sepah Quds, the Quds Force. Here it says the Kataeb, which is the proxy of the Islamic regime, Islamic Republic in Iraq. And this one says Jamhuriya Islami. This one is the Islamic Republic. Yeah, so basically, Yahya Sinwar. Yahya Sinwar basically making all of these people fall. Oh, yeah, okay, I read that already. So that is fantastic. So that's what the Iranian people are saying. Oh, by the way, a major source of division are images like this, because the axis of resistance, which is mostly Shia backed, spent all this money for the past 40 years, hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm not kidding, guys. It's hundreds of billions of dollars, up to $300 billions of dollars in the past 40 years, supporting Hamas. The whole point of all of this, the whole point of this axis of resistance, like basically it starts Shia here, is Shia here, is Shia here, is Shia here, and then all of a sudden it gets Sunni here. So we have the Islamic Republic, which is a Shia regime, using its Shia proxies in Iraq to get to Iraq and control Iraq's politics. And Iran is, was majority Shia. Iraq is considered to be majority. I mean, Iran was considered to be majority Shia. Iraq is majority Shia. Syria is not majority Shia, but it was ruled by Shias because Bashar al-Assad is Shia. So you can see the Shia-ness keeps decreasing, and that's why the tentacle becomes weaker and weaker, right? So you have very Shia, still very Shia. Syria, not majority Shia, but ruled by Shia. Then you go to Lebanon. Then you have Hezbollah, who's Shia. And all of this bridge, all of this Shia bridge was to support the enemies of Israel, which the main ones being Hamas, which is Sunni, right? And there's a major Sunni Shia divide, which makes a lot of this whole bridge a little bit fragile. And you can see the fragility of this bridge in this image, which is Ismail Haniyeh holding on to the flag of the opposition to Assad, because most Sunnis in the world, they don't like Assad because he's the killer of Sunnis. And the weakness of this whole bridge was Assad was a key part of it, and there was support Hamas, which is Sunni, but Sunnis hate Assad, and Sunnis in many ways hate Shias more than they hate the Jews. So the Islamic Republic trying to create an axis of resistance to bring Muslims to unite over Israel made this whole unity very fragile because of the Sunni Shia divide, right? So let's continue. Yeah. Okay. So let's do some more videos, and then I'll show you how the narratives are changing very fast. Hold on. Did I show this video? Let me see. Oh yeah. Let's actually look at some of the prisons opening. The people in Syria going into the prisons, opening the doors, and then while we watch this, I'll upload a couple of more videos.
داخل الزنزانات لا السلامة طاع خالص الحمد لله السلامة عم طالع طاعوا.
Look at its horrible conditions. By the way, these prisons are famous for being insane. And some of the prisons are holes in the ground that nobody has access. There's no doors to it. They shit there. They don't come in and out. There's no doors to open. They put them in the ground and they just close it off with cement, and they just put food in the holes. And those people have been there in those holes for years. And now to get them out, there's no door to open. They're basically open. They're basically trying to crack the cement. I don't know if I have one of these videos. I'll show you. So they can't believe it. They're telling them that Assad, Saqat al-Assad. They're saying Assad has fallen. And these people are like, what the hell? Like, they're like, yes, you're free. Assad has fallen. Like, some of them are so used to this environment, they don't understand what the fuck is happening. Look, he's crying. He cannot believe what's happening. Like, he's saying Saqat, like he's fallen. Come out. Oh, he's saying Mabruk. I think he's saying congratulations. Assad has fallen.
الحمد لله انا من هون من هون انا من درعا الحمد لله شو الله يقويكم حدا من نتسيل الله يقويكم نتسيل سقط بشار
Like this guy can't even walk. But guys, you have no idea how insane these prisons are. Like there's nothing there. It's pitch dark. They just put them there and they throw away the keys. Insane. Yeah. Susanna is saying there are so many people in those cells because Assad practiced human stacking as a form of torture. Yeah. These are like tiny little rooms that they just stacked people. They just threw people in there like they're sardines. Look, they're trying to open the doors.
زنزانة رقم 4 طاع. الحمد لله الحمد لله على السلامة. الحمد لله على السلامة. طاع الحمد لله انتوا احرار. طاع الحمد لله على سلامتكم. الله يحميكم. الحمد لله على السلامة. الحمد لله على سلامتكم. الحمد لله على سلامتكم. الحمد لله على السلامة. طاع ما في شيء. سقط الحمار. طاع هالشي. طلع الحمد لله على السلامة. طلع انت حر. طلع لك اطلع. طلعوا يا اخوي. هاي كرم.
Oh, they came with food
ما
for
سقوطه
them.
تحلاية. طلع هالشي خلاص ما ضل بشار.
So this guy is asking what's happening. He says سقوط. Like, Assad is falling. Okay, let's look at the female prison. The female prison is crazy because there was a kid in there. Hold on, let's see if we can catch the kid in this video.
يلا رح افتح لك بس اكسر القفل. طلعوا يلا النسوان طلعوا. لا تخافوا عمي. لا تخافوا شباب. انتوا بوان طلعوا.
Look, you see there's a kid. What the kid is in there. Look, you see that? That's a kid. What the hell?
طلعوا يلا النسوان طلعوا. لا تخافوا عمي. لا تخافوا.
Look at that. That's a kid.
شباب انتوا بوان طلعوا. سوار يا اخي سوار. هدوا شوي. انتوا من وين؟ طلعوا. يلا سيروا بعد شوي. يلا دقيقة لا تخافوا عمي. لا تخافوا يا اختي. لا تخافي. بعد كبروا.
Look at the prison. It's so weird. It's just 4 walls. Like there's nothing there. There's just 4 walls. Like there's no bed. There's no TV. There's like not a couch. It's just like 4 walls on the floor.
يلا عمي. الشعب صارت لنا. روحوا وين ما بدكم. الله اكبر. كبروا. يا الله. ليك الولد يا حرام. ليك الولد.
Oh my god, look, the kid is, oh my god, what the hell? There's a kid.
منين عمي؟
I'm pretty sure the kid is like some sort of a criminal or something.
شو بدك غراضك امانات يا اختي. هلا وش الامانات؟ هلا بطلع لك اياهم. روحي. هلا دقيقة تاخذيهم معي. طلعوا. الحمد لله على السلامة. طلعوا. روحوا. الحمد لله على السلامة. طلعوا. وين بدكم تروحوا انتوا منين؟
If these people knew who's responsible for all of this, for their freedom, they would come, instead of shouting Allahu Akbar, they would shout Bibi Akbar. They would be thanking Bibi. Instead of saying Alhamdulillah, they would be thanking Netanyahu right now for their freedom.
راح نطالع لك يا صوت الهون. شهاد رح نطلع. شو بدك؟ لك روحي يا عمي. ما بدك هوية. ما حدا بدك شيء. روحي. لك ما بدك شيء. روحي يا عمي. روحي. الله اكبر وعزة الله. الله اكبر. هلا رح طالع لكم اياهم. لك روحي يا خالتي. هلا بدي اوريك على الامانات. روحي يا خالتي. روحي. لك روحي يا عمي. روحي يا عمي. لك لا تخافي. ليش خايفة؟ لك راح بشار الاسد سقط. ليش خايفة؟ سقط. راح ما ضلش بالشار. سقط. بطل دولة. بدنا نطلع العالم. انا بحفظ. مش عندي روح. ما في شيء. اطلعي لبرا. روحي هلا. اطلعي لبرا. حدا ينزل معي لهون يا شباب. انا نازل معكم. شباب حدا ينزل معي. شو بدكم عمي؟ بدنا ننزل لجوا. ليش؟ برا من هون. دلنا على الطريق. تحت هوياتنا مش يا عمي. والله ما بدك هوية. روحي. الله اكبر. الله أكبر.
Wishing for a day where you hear less Allah Akbar in Syria. Like it will come, guys. It will come. Okay, you see, Iran is. I'm really happy for you guys to be your bodies have been liberated. Wishing for a day that your minds become liberated as well, like more like people in Iran. You see less Iranians shouting Allah Akbar compared to 10 years ago.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. كبروا 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 كبر. الله أكبر. سقط أخو الشرموطة راح. لحد طلعت لا تخاف. كبروا كبروا كبروا. طالعت لك اياهم كله. طالعتهم ليكم برا النسوان. طلعتهم راحوا ما ضل حدا. لك النسوان طلعناهم. يلا.
Anyways, let's go to go back to Iran. Okay, so let's watch this. This is kind of funny. So this is posted by Iranians on social media. They are basically showing Khamenei's after all the defeat of the axis of resistance. They basically took Khamenei's macho alpha, we're fucking strong, we will destroy Israel, with the background of what's happening to the cities that they were supposed to protect, the cities from the axis of resistance and stuff like that. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me see what Susie is saying. Please star Susie's comment so I could see him in the star section. Yeah, okay. So Susanna say we can't imagine what. Wait, is it removed? Okay, we can't imagine what they've been through. I don't care what they shout in joy. Yeah, I mean I care, but I still celebrate. I celebrate their freedom, of course. I celebrate their freedom. But I still care what I still hope for a day where they don't shout Allahu Akbar, because it's the Allahu Akbar belief that causes all of this misery. Yeah, but I don't blame them. Obviously, I'm happy for them. Anyways, let's focus on this video. This video is Khamenei doing something that we call Rajas Khuni. So basically barking. Oh, Israel, oh, the axis of resistance is strong. Oh, we will destroy Israel, blah, blah, blah. And with the background. So this is a work by Iranian people that is spreading everywhere on social media. So let's see what they've said. Oh, by the way, they changed Khamenei's voice as well to make fun of him, because he's like trying to act like being tough, but he's like a little mouse basically. So they changed his voice to demonstrate how pathetically weak he is.
و اگر نمیدانند بدانند که اگر غلطی از اونها سر بزند جمهوری اسلامی تل آویو و حیفا رو با خاک یکسان خواهد کرد.
So Khamenei a few years ago was saying that they threatened the Islamic Republic, but they all know, and if they do not know, they must know that if they do anything, that if they fuck around even a little bit, then the Islamic Republic will turn Tel Aviv and Haifa into rubble. There will be nothing left of Tel Aviv and Haifa. And basically behind them, you can see what's happening in Lebanon and Palestine. So, but nothing has happened to Tel Aviv and Haifa.
مربوط به این حرکت شرورانه است که 2 شب پیش اینجا انجام دادن. خب یه غلطی کرد، خودشون هم البته بزرگنمایی میکنن، بزرگنمایی اونا غلطه.
So he's also talking about Israel attacking, doing an attack on Iranian soil, and he's like, oh, they fucked around, but they try to make it seem like it's bigger than it is. Anyway, so this is like, but they're showing the reality. So his lies, but the reality is what you see behind him. Anyways, let's go to, so I was wondering, there are coping mechanisms here there are a couple of coping mechanisms. The top coping mechanism. So we have, okay, so among religious people who the Islamist Iranians who want an Islamic government, we have, if I could think of a fourth one, I will tell you. But we have a minority that are like, what the fuck, man? Why are we this weak? So that's group number one, that are waking up to realizing that they're nothing. They don't actually have the power. Okay, so that's the reality check, basically hitting them in the face, right? But among the people who want to deny, always want to deny, who come up with coping mechanisms to act like reality is not what it seems like, right? The main way they're doing it right now is not this guy. I will tell you what this guy is doing. But the main method right now among religious people that I'm seeing on social media is saying that we let Assad fall because he wasn't playing nice with Iran. So up until right before Damascus had fallen, they were saying like, okay, we lost Aleppo. Don't worry. Damascus will not fall. We will take Aleppo back. Nothing has happened. And then immediately after Damascus had fallen as well, they changed, like, oopsie, sorry, now we got new information. We let Damascus fall because Assad, who up until yesterday we were acting like he's a hero, that we will defend him forever. Actually, the truth is that Assad was not being nice to the Islamic Republic, and we basically showed Assad what happens to people who are not loyal to the Islamic Republic by not supporting him. So they're saying that it's not that we couldn't support Assad. They're saying that we decided not to support Assad to make a point. And that point actually is, if that propaganda is going to come and bite them in the ass pretty soon. Because losing Syria, if you're saying that we let Syria fall on purpose, losing Syria is a major cost. You better go with the narrative that, okay, we couldn't hold it. You think right now that narrative that we let it fall in the short term, you're saying that because you want to act like you're tough and you could defend Assad if you wanted to. But in the long term, losing Syria is going to be such a major cost to you that people will be like, wait, you let Syria fall on purpose? Both strategically, for the axis of resistance, this is going to be a major cost. And also because losing the shrines, telling religious people in Iran that we gave so many martyrs. Do you guys understand the billions of dollars the Islamic Republic spent on Assad, and then thousands of Iranians that they call martyrs that died for keeping on Assad, and now you're telling them that, whoopsie, like we spent so much money and now we decided to let all of it be for nothing? Do you know how many families of martyrs in Iran who are supporters of the regime are going to consider that extremely offensive? My husband, my brother, my son went and died to defend the shrines, to keep Assad in power. And now you guys are saying like, oh, yep, we just let Syria fall on purpose. So that narrative is going to come bite them in the ass at some point. However, there's a third group of people. There's a third group of people who are trying to cope by saying, this is fantastic. It's fantastic that Syria has fallen, because this means it's the end of times and the Mahdi is coming. Okay, this is what we're witnessing here. Okay, so this Iranian, let's see what his analysis is.
Homs, Damashq.
So he's showing on his screen on a map that, like, look, Homs, Damascus,
Ben Nasrin, Palestine و اردن.
Of Palestine and Jordan.
شهر و کشورهایی که تیتر یک اخبار این روزان.
So he's saying these are countries and cities who are now on the mainstream media. They're the top
امام
news.
صادق علیه السلام فرمود هرگاه
It's like Imam Sadiq, okay, which is the sixth Imam of the Shias. He said we have a hadith. He has a saying that says
سفیانی بر این 5 منطقه از شام حاکم
Oh, the Abu Sufyans. So basically the
یعنی
Sunnis.
بر این 5 منطقه از
Wait, is he saying Abu Sufyans?
فرمود هرگاه سفیانی بر این 5 منطقه از شما
Oh, Sufyani. Okay, Sufyani. So he's saying whenever these Sunni groups, these people manage to control all these
حاکم
areas.
شد فتوقع الفرج منتظر فرج باشید.
Oh, that means that you have to be ready for the coming of the Mahdi.
ممکنه بپرسید مدت این سیطره و حاکمیت قطعاً کوتاه مدت چقدره؟ امام علیه السلام
He's like, so the Mahdi is coming, but how long is it going to take? Like, you might ask, like, well, how close is the coming of the Mahdi?
میفرمایند فعدوا له 9 اشهر.
Oh, so the Imam, what's the hadith says?
میفرمایند فعدوا له 9 اشهر. این یعنی یک شمارش معکوس 9 ماهه. حتی یک روز هم بهش اضافه نمیشه.
9 months. So he's saying that we have a hadith is saying by Imam Sadiq that when the Sunnis, when these people take over these areas, then the Mahdi will come in 9 months. Which on the Persian side, we were making fun of this. So like, yeah, 9 months makes sense. You guys have been graped. Okay. So I'm sure that you're looking for the results of what's happening to you in 9 months. So that's what people on the Iranian side are saying, right? But the prediction is, and he says that it's not going to be a single day less or more than 9 months. Like this prophecy is exact. So as soon as these people take over these areas, the Mahdi is going to come in exactly 9 months. And it's like a timer right now that has been set right now. So basically, this is great. I mean, they're happy. Yeah. So anyways, so the Mahdi, guys, the Mahdi is coming in 9 months apparently. So let's continue with this video. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is a famous person, Raif Pur, which is the pro-regime speaker, and he's very, he's one of those people who barks and says like we're strong and the Zionists are weak. So people put these before the axis of resistance was falling like this. He was giving a speech like this, saying the Jews are pathetically weak. They can't do anything. We are victorious. We have Yemen. We have Syria. We have Iraq. We have Palestine. We have Lebanon. We're all over the place. And if we will, we could destroy everything. So Iranian people put all of that barking on the top, and then immediately showed that their shrines are falling in Syria, just to show what he's saying compared to reality. So let's watch this. So the axis of resistance has Yemen. They have Hezbollah. They have Hashd al-Shabi. Hashd al-Shabi in English is the PLO, right? They call it the PLO in Iraq. Yeah? Like we have Syria, we have all these armed forces, so they can do nothing. So he says if we bark, they will all be destroyed. If we just say Haydar, like basically if we all shout and call upon Ali, they will just all be wiped out. And then the video below. And now Raif Pur is crying like, God, stop it, please stop it. So they're like, we're tired, please make it stop. So he's crying. Okay. So again, a lot of these before and after videos you're seeing being posted by Iranian people. But there's a very important video. I want to see if I have that for me to show you the propaganda. Oh, yes, this is very important. Okay. This is very important because I need you to know the lies. Okay. So let's see. This is the foreign ministry of the Islamic Republic. Let's see what he's saying now, but compared to what they used to say before. So watch this.
در سوریه حضور رزمی ما در سوریه برای مبارزه با داعش بوده. بعد از شکست داعش هم خاتمه پیدا کرده.
So that's very key. This is actually the fourth narrative. I told you I have 3, but I just realized that we have 4. Okay. So Arakchi, the foreign minister of the Islamic Republic, he's saying that we were in Syria just to defeat ISIS, and ISIS has been defeated. So it's we don't need to be there. That's why Syria is falling. Like the reason why we're not there, it's not because Israel has basically managed to take away all our forces, all our capability in the region has completely been paralyzed by Israel. That's not the reason why we're not supporting Assad. the reason why we're not supporting Assad is because our mission is in Syria was to defeat ISIS, and ISIS has been defeated, so that's why we're not there anymore. That's what they're saying now. But this is an IRGC commander, a top IRGC commander, telling you the actual reason why the Islamic Republic was in Syria. And again, this part of this video, you guys have to remember this every time somebody like Kyle Kolinsky from the Secular Talk or Hassanabi or these other motherfuckers act like the Islamic Republic was on the good side because they were in Syria fighting ISIS. Bull fucking shit. Listen to this part.
ولی به سردار سلیمانی فرمود که برو بشار اسد رو حفظ مأموریت.
So Qasem Soleimani commanded this man to go to Syria to keep Bashar al-Assad in power. This is after the Arab Spring, before ISIS was a thing. This is the reason the IRGC went to Syria.
سردار سلیمانی این بود که توی سوریه نگذاره دولت بشار اسد ساقط.
So Qasem Soleimani's mission in Syria was to not let Bashar al-Assad fall.
اون موقع هنوز داعش نبوده.
This is the key part. This is the key part. He says at that moment there was no such thing as ISIS. Remember this. This is IRGC top commanders admitting it themselves. They were in Syria before ISIS was a thing. They were killing the people of Syria when they were freedom fighters fighting for democracy, when there was no ISIS. When the IRGC, the Quds army, went to Syria killing Syrian people, not ISIS, before ISIS became a thing. Do you understand that? This is very important. When the Arab Spring was happening and it wasn't ISIS fighting Assad, it was the Syrian people trying to topple Assad, getting democracy, and the IRGC was shooting at Syrian people in defense of Assad. He's admitting that.
مسلحین مخالفین بشار اسد
تو خود سوریه.
Yeah, he's saying we were fighting the opposition, the people who were against Assad.
اینو باید تفکیک کنیم. من تو عرایزم خواهم گفت که فرقشون چیه مسلحین و داعش.
So he said, like, we have to divide it. The people, the Syrian people who were against Assad, they were different from ISIS. And he's admitting this on camera, that we were fighting the Syrian people who were anti-Assad, not ISIS.
همینجا میگم مسلحین مخالفین بشار اسد بودن که قیام کرده بودن برای برکناری بشار اسد.
He said, like, the armed people, the people of Syria, they were the people who were fighting Assad just to topple Assad. They were not ISIS.
اما داعش اونهایی بودن که سرزمین شام و عراق رو طلب میکردن بعداً به.
But ISIS was a group that wanted basically that entire area, Iraq and Syria and all that region, the Levant and Iraq. Anyway, so this is their own admission. Is this the same video? Yes, I have another video that is basically the same point. So I'm not going to play that, but let's listen to this guy and show you what war criminals these motherfuckers are, because the same guy admits somewhere else what they did, what IRGC did in Syria. So watch this one.
جایی بود به اسم العیس سمت چپ خانتومان یه بلندی ها.
So there was a city named Al-Is.
یه شهری هم در.
So this is basically Qasem. This is Qasem Soleimani's guy in Syria. This is under the command of Qasem Soleimani when the Islamic Republic was in Syria doing all of these things. This guy was in charge.
برای گرفتن اینا به مشکل خورده بودیم.
Like there was a city that we were trying to capture and we had problem capturing that city in Syria.
حاج قاسم گفت که حاج محمود چیکار کنیم؟
So Qasem Soleimani asked this guy, Haj Mahmoud, what should we do? How do we capture the city?
گفتم حاجی اجازه بده ما با آتش توپخانه اینجا رو بگیریم.
He said, like, he told Qasem Soleimani, allow me to bombard the city. Okay.
گفت چجوری؟ گفتم من این
گفت how?
بعد آتش میریزم تا اینایی که هستن فرار کنن.
گفت I will bombard the city so much so the people in that area they just run away, make them run away.
مردم هم نبودن تو اون شهر.
So here he says there were no people in the city, there were no civilians. He's claiming that.
الایست.
So there's a city that he's claiming had no civilians in the entire fucking city. And he said, we were going to bombard that city so that the people who were in the city will leave. I don't know who's.
تخلیه شده بود. یه تعدادی رزمنده مسلحین اونجا.
So he says there were some armed forces in the city and we wanted to just bombard the entire city so that they leave.
گفت میتونی این کارو بکنی؟ گفت
And Qasem Soleimani asked him, like, can you really do that? Can you do that?
به امید خدا.
Like, God willing, we will.
گفت طراحی کن. گفتم یه
like, okay, go do it.
تعدادی گلوله باید به من بدن. داد.
گفت you need to give me this much ammunition. Qasem Soleimani gave him that ammunition.
دستور داد تعدادی گلوله آوردن. یه آتش تهیه خوب طراحی کردیم.
Like we planned a really proper bombardment of the city.
من یادم رفتم پشت بیسیم.
I remember I went behind the radio call.
از محمود به کلیه واحدها.
Like his name is Mahmoud. He said like this is from Mahmoud to all the forces, to all the units.
آتش تهیه رو شروع کنید.
Bombard the city.
تا نگفتم خاتمه ندید.
And do not stop bombarding the city until I tell you to stop.
الله اکبر.
Allahu Akbar.
آتش تهیه شروع شد.
The bombardment started.
چنان آتشی روی این ارتفاعات العیز و این
like on the Al-Iz heights there was so much fire.
شهر العیز ریخته شد که چندین روستا و شهر اطراف هم خالی کردن.
It was like bombardments and the fire on top of the city was so much that the cities and villages surrounding the city, the people left them as well.
یا 2 تا شهید دادیم و این شهر و این روستا و
like we only gave 1 or 2 martyrs, but we got the city, we got the village.
بلندی‌های العیز به تصرف.
Like we got the entire heights of Al-Iz.
حاج قاسم خیلی خوشحال.
And so Qasem Soleimani was so happy about this result.
اینقدر خوشحال شد که یه جا وایساده بود من اومدم رد بشم.
Qasem Soleimani was so happy that he told that when I was standing somewhere, Qasem Soleimani told me,
گفت حاج محمود بیا.
گفت حاج محمود, Haji Mahmoud, come.
پایین. اومدم گفت بیا.
He's like, come down from there.
چند تا عکس بگیریم.
He's like, come, let's take some selfies. So Qasem Soleimani told Mahmoud when they bombarded the city, he was so happy. He's like, come down here, let's take some selfies together.
وایسادیم اونجا دست گردنم کردیم یه چند.
And you're like, we came together and we put our arms around each other and we took some pictures.
و لبخند رضایت.
And he says like you could see the smile of satisfaction on Qasem Soleimani.
رو روی چهره حاج قاسم من اونجا دیدم.
So now that he said what happened, what they did, now the video, this is Iranian people made this video. They put it back to back with each other. Look at what they did. So now you can see the results of the exact thing that he was describing. So the operations that he was describing, there were journalists on the ground going in the day after, recording the results. So this is what he was describing. This is what they were so happy about, that they had to take pictures with each other. They did this to Syria, guys. They did this to Syria. Okay? They did this. Oh, they wrote on the walls, Ya Hussein, Zindabat Fatimiyun. These are the people who said that there were no civilians there. These are the people who were displaced because of that bombardment. He's saying that this boy is saying because of the attacks of Russia and Iran and Bashar and Hezbollah, he says Hezbollah. So Hezbollah means the party of Allah, but this kid is saying the party of the devil. But he means Hezbollah. So he means because of the bombardments of Russia, Iran, Bashar, and Hezbollah, our houses have been ruined. Hezb Shaitan. Hezbollah means the party of Allah, but this boy is calling it Hezb Shaitan, which means the party of the devil. So yeah, this is what that motherfucker was bragging about. Let me show. I have so many videos. I don't know which one to start. Okay, so let's watch some Syrians basically toppling Assad while I gather some more videos for you guys. I have so many.
هم مرگ بر جهان شما نیز بگذرد، هم رونق زمان شما نیز بگذرد.
Oh, so now that Assad has fallen, this poet, this Persian poet is saying that your time will come as well, Khamenei. So this is Assad on the left and Khamenei on the right. Khamenei when he was supporting Assad, and now the poet is saying that what's happened, like there will be a time that you will all fall as well.
هم رونق زمان شما نیز بگذرد. آن کس که اسب داشت غبارش فرو نشست، گرد سم خران شما نیز بگذرد. در مملکت چو قررش شیران گذشت و رفت، این او سگان شما نیز بگذرد.
Wow. Okay. Wait. That last part was pretty. So Persian poetry is very intense. Okay. He says in a country that lions used to roar. So basically, mean Iran. Iran is a country where lions used to roar. He says that the barks of dogs like you will pass away. Basically means that Iran will turn back one day to a country where lions roar instead of you dogs barking around. So that's what the poetry is saying. Let's look at this guy. So this is weird. I mean, let me show you what I'm about to show you. This is, yeah. So here. So as HTS was taking more cities, we saw some real weird things happening on Iranian national TV. At first, it was not by the anchors. Like the anchors weren't saying things differently. Because remember, on Iranian national TV, the HTS is called a terrorist group, a Takfiri group, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, evil, like violent people. But then some people in Iran noticed, like, what the fuck? The bottom part of the news is not referring to the HTS as terrorists anymore, and they're referring to them as armed forces, it is not something that the Islamic Republic refers to the groups of HTS. They don't call them armed forces; they call them terrorists. And at first, like people like, is this a shift in narrative? And then as things went by, it basically started down here, but now the analysts themselves came out and just basically said everything, like the shift in narrative became so obvious that some pro-regime people, anti-HTS Iranians, like they came and said, like, what the fuck? Are we now pro-HTS now? So the reason why the shift in narrative is happening so fast is because the Islamic Republic is now trying to be nice to HTS. Just yesterday, they were, before the takeover of Damascus, they were terrorist, evil ISIS. And as soon as they took Damascus, they were like, I mean, they are not that bad. They are armed forces and they are reasonable people that we might be work with, because Islamic Republic is, as soon as they abandoned Assad and basically sent nobody to support Assad, because they knew that they couldn't, because Israel has taken away all their forces, because they're trying to see if they could still have influence in Syria, because they need their access to Lebanon. So the narrative changed so fast because they're trying to signal to HTS that, hey, can we be friends? Can Iran please stay in Syria? Like that's why they're acting like they never called them terrorists. So look at this analysis here. So he's saying the things that happened in Syria were fast and rapid changes. Okay. So he's saying this is a new chapter in Syria.
این اخباری که داره منتشر میشه نوع کنش ورزی این گروه‌های در واقع مسلح و معارض.
So like the news that is coming shows like the I don't know, the activity, the ability of these armed forces, these groups.
دمشق رو تحت کنترل قرار دادن نشون میده که یک عقلانیتی بر اینها حاکم.
Like he says, the fact that they managed to capture Damascus shows that these people are wise. You guys have no, like, I don't know, you guys are not used to the narrative that the Islamic Republic had about these people. Trust me when I say that when we Iranians were watching this, we were like, this was a huge shift. Like, we were like, are you guys fucking kidding us? Like, if you were a consumer of Iranian, like the Islamic Republic's propaganda, you would be so shocked about how fast this switched. He's calling these people wise people, and to a lot of Iranians, this also shows how shameless they are. They don't care about reality. Like, everyone sees, like, you motherfuckers, you have no loyalty to your own narratives. You are in front of our eyes, you change your own propaganda as if we don't remember what you were just saying like 5 minutes ago. 5 fucking minutes ago. So it continues. It gets worse. So watch this.
این بیانیه‌ای که منتشر شد که به مرکز دولتی نزدیک نشوند، اینکه
By the way, this is Iranian national TV. So it's not like when I'm showing you something like this, it's not like the United States or Israel where people with differing opinions come. This is like when something gets public. The Sedo Sima, which is Iranian's national TV, is under the direct command of Khamenei. So when you see something on Sedo Sima in Iran, this is approved government narrative. That's why when you hear something on Sedo Sima, that's the government's position on something.
نخست وزیر سابق فعلا مسئولیت دولت انتقالی رو بر عهده خواهد داشت. اینها نشون میده که شرایط تحت کنترل هست و
like, yeah, the fact that they are like negotiating with everybody and they're like allowing people to continue managing doing their work, it shows that everything is under control.
نشون میده که شرایط تحت کنترل هست و ما به شکل آرام شاهد تغییر نظام سیاسی در سوریه.
Like, so the politics in Syria is changing quite like peacefully. Like, it's not going to be chaotic. So it's like acting like, oh, these are good people. They're basically being very wise.
خواهیم بود. اما اینکه چه باید ما بکنیم
and now this is the important part. Like, but about the part of what we're supposed to do, like what is the Islamic Republic in Iran is supposed to do. So what is our role here?
اسلامی ایران به نظر میرسه که ما باید همکنون در واقع روی نقاط اشتراک خودمون با ملت سوریه تاکید بکنیم و
like at this point we have to focus on our points of unity, on our similarities with the people of Syria.
سعی بکنیم که این نقاط اشتراک رو تقویت و برجسته
and we have to increase our similarities, our points of unity. We need to make them stronger.
بکنیم و مانع از سوگیری منفی در بین این جریان‌های جدیدی بشیم که داره در سوریه قدرت میگیره.
And he says we have to stop negative biases for against these people, these groups that are forming in Syria.
آقای کمالی، ارزیابیتون از آینده سوریه چیه؟
And so the reporter is asking, what do you think about the future of Syria?
طبیعتاً با توجه به این چرخش.
By the way, see you can see that these are not the representative of Iranian people based on the way that they dress, based on the beard that they have. This is Iranian. This is not Iranian media. This is the Islamic Republic's media. You can see the difference.
چرخش سیاسی که در دمشق اتفاق میفته نباید انتظار داشته باشیم که اون رویه‌های سابقی که حکومت سوریه در دوران نظام بعث داشت اونها ادامه پیدا بکنه.
Like there's major shifts in Syria, so we cannot expect to have the same things that we had with the Ba'ath party of Syria to continue.
اما با توجه به این که
However,
جریاناتی که دارن قدرت میگیرن در سوریه دنبال کسب مشروعیت در فضای بین‌المللی و منطقه.
However, he's saying given that these groups, the HTS basically, he's not even mentioning their name, coward. Like he's saying given that these groups are looking for legitimacy in the international community, given that that's what they want.
طبیعتاً امکان ادامه همکاری در حوزه راهبردی
So he's saying, so naturally it is possible to cooperate and work with them. What the fuck? This same platform was calling these people terrorists and ISIS and evil spawns of the devil that should be destroyed and killed, and there's no talking to these people. And now he's saying, like, no, this is a group that is acting wisely. They seem to be wanting international legitimacy. So naturally, they seem to be a group that we could cooperate with and work with and communicate with. What the fuck? Okay. Guys, these people went from we are going to wipe Israel off the fucking map to we are victorious because we managed to get a ceasefire and Israel didn't annihilate us. I mean, you started a fight. You started the fight to annihilate Israel. Israel didn't start the fight, and you claim victory because Israel didn't annihilate you, motherfucker. You were trying to annihilate Israel. So they went from like we're going to annihilate Israel any day now to not HTS. You are bending the knee not to Israel, not to America, to this little Islamic group that you consider to be a bug, so pathetically small that you could just destroy in an instant. You cannot even overpower HTS. You're like, forget negotiating with the West, forget managing a ceasefire with Israel. You're so pathetically low that you are now in a position that you have to negotiate with HT fucking S. Unbelievable. You went the, oh my god. How's wiping out Israel working out for you guys?
وجود داره و همونجوری که آقای جولانی هم در مصاحبه
Oh, Mr. Jolani is now his name. Like when he says Aghay Jolani, that's like a respectful way to refer to the leader of HTS.
همونجوری که آقای جولانی هم در مصاحبه اخیرش تاکید کرد، این فضا برای همکاری‌های مشترک بین ایران و سوریه در
He's like, as Mr. Jolani has correctly stated, this new environment is a place where everyone can cooperate.
بین ایران و سوریه در ماه‌های آینده وجود خواهد داشت.
Yeah, this is an environment where we can all work together. Basically, this is a way to beg the HTS to please, can we still have access to Syria? That's what this is. This is a begging. Okay. Oh, hold on. What's this? Video file. Let me see. Did I already? Yes, I already showed this one. I have so many good stuff, guys. I don't even know if I could show all of it. I already showed this one. Ooh, okay. So I've shown you coping people. Do you want to see the part? Do you want to see a video of the people that are pro-regime, that are not coping, that are what the fuck is happening, that are why are we so pathetically weak? Why this is going to be the end of us? Do you want the more realistic pro-regime people who are like, why is this happening, that are very angry about why the Islamic Republic is not doing what it's supposed to be doing? Do you want to see that? Do you want to see them be angry? Okay, let me show you that. This is the best part. Okay, let me actually see some of your comments. We got the super chat. I want to make sure I address the super chats first. I will come back to your comments once I show this video. Okay, so but let me do the super chats first. BGC is saying you want them to thank a Jew, they'll never do it. Actually, some of them did. There were even some HTS people were thanking Israel for weakening the axis of resistance to the point where they could win this battle. There were some videos of some of them thanking Israel. So I mean, I don't know. It's like pigs flying. I never thought I would see the day that people who used to be Al-Qaeda will be thanking Israel. Anyways, so let's watch this one. This video is glorious. Watch this.
طوفان الاقصی پولی رو از چراغ در آوردیم که یا باید تا ته داستان رو بریم
یا چنان عقوبتی برای ما در همین دنیا
Whoa. This is a huge admission.
و طوفان الاقصا پولی رو از
Wait. Yeah. Okay. This is crazy.
و طوفان الاقصا پولی رو از چراغ در آوردی. و طوفان الاقصا پولی رو از چراغ در آوردی که یا باید تا ته این داستانو بریم یا چنان عقوبتی برای ما در همین دنیا سنگ‌میزها رقم خواهند زد که در تاریخ بنویسن. حالا شما یا نباید
So he's saying that when we started with the October 7th, when we started this whole thing, we either should have went all in, like he's saying we fucked up because we didn't go all in. And he says we either should have went all in, or the Zionists will do something to us that they will be writing about it in history books for years to come. So he's saying, like, if you wanted to fuck around, why didn't you go all in? Now that we didn't, he's saying that we woken up a beast that we didn't kill, and because we didn't kill the beast and woken it up, now we're going to find out. Now this beast is going to come for us in a way that is going to be legends in history. Like it's going to be written about, and people are going to remember how we were ended in such a magnificent way. So that's what he's saying. So
شما یا نباید به هماوردی رژیم صهیونیستی و نتانیاهو میرفتید یا اگر رفتید تا خط ماجرا رو باید
So it says you either shouldn't have gone and supported the attack, supported the end of the Zionist regime, or if you had to go on, you should have gone all the way.
چون نرفتید نتانیاهو به جای شما تا ته خط ماجرا رو خواهد ذره.
And he says because you didn't go all the way, Netanyahu now is going to go all the way instead of you. It says you basically poked the bear and you didn't kill the bear, and now the bear is going to go kill you. That's what he's saying. It's so important. These are pro-regime people. He says Netanyahu is going to go all the way in because you didn't go all the way in. So let's watch this.
مطلقاً این پرونده رو تا انتها رها نخواهد کرد مگر اینکه
like he's not going to let this go until he closed this entire file. He says like this file will not be basically folded until he finishes the job.
درس عبرتی به ایران بدهد که برای همیشه در تاریخ بنویسند که دیگر کسی جرأت و جسارت جنگ راه انداختن علیه اسرائیل رو از مخیلش برای همیشه دور.
He says Netanyahu is not going to close this case until he teaches a lesson to Iran. By Iran he means the Islamic Republic. Until he teaches a lesson to Iran so that they write in history books something that nobody ever dares to imagine attacking Israel ever again. He says Netanyahu is now going to make sure that everything happens in a way that nobody would ever think about ever attacking Israel ever again. So everybody will learn from this mistake that we did.
از برنامه شما آقای علیزاده دارم انذار میدم. این روندی که آقایون از لبنان شروع کردن الان به سوریه رسیده و بعد به عراق ادامه خواهد کرد و دومینووار به ما میرسه. سیاه‌ترین روزهای تاریخ بعد از انقلاب رو برای مراقب.
So oh my god. So watch this part. This is so key.
من شروع کردن الان به سوریه رسیده و بعد
So he's like
دارم انذار میدم.
He's like I promise you on this show to your audience.
این روندی که آقایون از لبنان شروع کردن الان به سوریه
like this whole thing that has started from Lebanon
رسیده و بعد به عراق ادامه خواهد کرد و
and now has reached Syria and they eventually will reach Iraq.
دومینووار به ما میرسه.
And the dominoes eventually would reach us. So he's saying that it started with Hamas, then Lebanon, then Syria. It's going to go to Iraq, and eventually it will reach Iran. It will reach us in Iraq. So these are going to be the darkest days in our history. Like if we don't wake up, it's too late, man. It's too late.
اگر به خودمون نیام، اگر از این خواب غفلت بیدار نشیم، روزی خواهد رسید بلایی بر سر ما در تهران.
Like there will come a day that what occurs, something evil will happen to us in Tehran. He says in Tehran itself, what will happen to us.
در شهرهای بزرگ و شهرهای کوچک ایران بر ما خواهند آورد که آرزوی جنگ خواهیم کرد آقای عزیز.
Like they will do things to us in Tehran that we would wish that we had war instead of what is happening to us in Tehran. I think he's talking about the Iranian people uprising. He says instead of like we would wish that we had war instead of what's going to happen to us in Tehran.
آرزوی جنگ خواهیم کرد. آرزو می‌کردیم کاش در یک جبهه مقابل رو درون می‌جنگیدیم، اما با این فلاکت از درون متلاشی نمی‌شدیم.
He says that we are going to wish that we were fighting in a battle and we were dying in war instead of dying internally from within and being dying in such a humiliating way. He's saying basically what the things are processing, our end will come in such a humiliating way that we would wish that we were at least fighting in a war and we were dying in battle instead.
این چیزی که من میتونم خدمت شما از تریبون جدال به مردم عرض بکنم.
Okay, there's a part of this interview that is missing that if I can find it, because Iranian people have edited this, the more important part of this video, if I could show that to you could see again. If I find this, I have to be very careful because there's something said in this video that I do not agree with it. I mean, if YouTube thinks I agree with it, I'm going to be the channel could be. Is costly for the channel. I showed it on the Persian side. I don't know if I could have it on the English side. It might be risky for me to show it on the English side. Maybe I shouldn't be showing it. Let me see if I even have it. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't show it. Maybe I should just describe it. Oh, here. Wait, is this it? Oh, yes. I found it. Okay. Guys, okay, so this part of this interview, I have to make it very clear to YouTube that I do not agree with this man, and the way this video is edited, it's celebrating violence in a way that we disagree with. We completely disagree with this, and I'm just showing this for educational purposes, and I'm not endorsing it, okay? So just be clear with YouTube, okay? This video is going to advocate for violence in a way that I personally and this channel is against, okay? But the Iranian people have edited this video in that way. So watch this.
من در حالی با شما صحبت می‌کنم در جمعه شب.
So again, remember, this is a pro-regime person. This is a supporter of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Iranian. So these are the part of the regime supporters who are not coping. They're like, what the fuck, man? So that's the more realistic part of the regime supporters. Right?
ساعت گمانم با ساعت از 12 شب هم باید گذشته باشه در تهران که احتمالاً تا سقوط دمشق.
So this was before Damascus had fallen. He says like I'm talking to you guys at the moment that Damascus is going to fall any moment now.
2 یا 3 روز بیشتر فاصله نیست. من در حالی با شما صحبت می‌کنم که تا سقوط کامل سوریه شاید 2 تا 3 روز بیشتر.
Like I talked to you at a time that Syria, that the time to the fall of Syria is less than 1 or 2 days.
فاصله نباشه. قبل از هر چیز نامه‌ای که از یکی از دوستانی که در منطقه هست رو برای شما می‌خونم.
Wait, let me make sure this is the video that yes, okay.
کامل سوریه شاید 2 تا 3 روز بیشتر فاصله نباشه. قبل از هر چیز نامه‌ای که
So I'm going to read a letter from one of our friends.
از یکی از دوستانی که در منطقه هست رو برای شما.
One of our friends who's in the region, who's in the area.
برای شما میخونم. امروز سوریه کامل تخلیه شده از ایرانی‌ها.
So today Syria, so some pro-regime Iranians in Syria have sent him this letter, and he's going to read that letter for you guys. The guy is saying today Syria has been completely evacuated by Iranians.
از صبح سریع شروع کردند. زینبی
He's like they started from
ایران کامل خالی کردند. حتی آشپزخانه حرم و مقرهای ایران و حزب الله خالی شده. الان بچه‌های
So he's like they emptied the shrine, they emptied all the parts of the shrine.
ایرانی اومدن بیروت پیش ما و گفتند همه ما رو هم صبح به زور فرستادن بیرون. هم مقرهای
like they kicked us, like they basically told us that we all have to leave. They basically the regime took back all of its forces from Syria. Basically, this is very important. So Khamenei's regime he had his forces in Syria and they did not fight to support Assad. They were called back to Iran while Assad was falling.
اوضاع واقعا عجیب است و باور نکردنی.
It's like they emptied the embassy thing, they emptied everything. The situation is very strange.
انگار ایران کاملا به سقوط بشار راضی است یا دیگر
This is the key part. Guys, you have no idea. These people were operating in Syria. They had their buildings, they had their offices, they had their shrines, they had their military units. And imagine the shock. They're working there for years in Syria. These are Iranians who are working in Syria. And the command comes without any notice, without any preparation. The command comes from Tehran to empty everything. Leave the shrines, leave the offices, like leave the food that you're there, the kitchen, everything. Don't just leave. Just come back to Iran with no warnings. Imagine that you were years working there, preparing to defend Assad, defend the shrines, and then you're just abandoning everything. And this line of the letter says, it seems as if we're just giving. He says it seems as if Iran is content with letting Assad fall, and that they have no motivation to resist. Okay, so the axis of resistance has no motivation to resist. He says they told us that the armed forces are going to get to Damascus by Saturday, and we are not going to fight. That was the command that came to them, to Syria, from Tehran. And Iran, the Islamic Republic's military, has no motivation to fight, and this is over. And they also took the Fatimun forces as well, which is one of the Islamic Republic's parties. And Hashd Shabi, which is one of the, I think in English they call them the PLO. Is that right in English? Or popular PMO, popular mobilization, PMF, I think. So we call it the Hashd Shabi. So even the Islamic Republic's proxies in Iraq, they didn't come to Syria to defend Assad.
ظاهراً طبق توافق روس‌ها با ترک‌ها قرار است مسلحین سمت لازقیه و طرطوس نیایند و نیروهای ما هم منتقل بشوند آنجا فعلا تا با پرواز کم کم بیایند ایران.
So apparently there has been a deal been made between Russia and Turkey, and the agreement was that we're not supposed to go and fight, and we're going to have to go to that area, and we're going to be basically boarding these planes and basically go back to Iran.
اما حالا چی شد که ما به اینجا رسیدیم؟
Now, this is his analysis. Guys, this is from the channel Jadal by a man called Ali Nejad or Alizadeh. We call him Ali's. His nickname is Ali's. Anyways, he is one of the most famous pro-regime content creators on YouTube. Now, this part of his video is key to listen to. And here comes the part that I have to, again, YouTube, I do not agree with. So now he says, how did we get here? Watch this. How did we get here and what should we do about it? He said, like, our leader Khamenei told us. So Khamenei had given us all the codes. So again, these pro-regime people always want to claim that if we fail at any time, it's because of the regime, but not because Khamenei. These are people who saying that every time regime makes a mistake is because they didn't listen to Khamenei. They're fucking idiots, because everything that happens in the regime comes from the direct command of Khamenei. But to save Khamenei from criticism, they always act like the regime failed because the regime didn't listen to Khamenei, which is delusional, but it's a way to defend Khamenei from criticism. So he says, Khamenei gave us the code. What was the code? He says, Khamenei told us that if our retreats are not tactical, then it will bring us God's wrath. When did he say this? He says he said this 1 week after Ismail Haniyeh had been killed. So he's basically saying that you guys retreated without being tactical about it, and that's why we're losing. He says the reason is that you didn't listen to Khamenei. So he says that here's the key part. He says the wrath of Allah that Khamenei promised you, you think what you're seeing right now in Syria, you think that's the wrath of Allah? No. That is not the wrath of Allah. You will see the wrath of Allah in Tehran. Listen to this part. He says when the people start killing the mullahs and IRGC people. So you saw that edit. This is the edit that Iranian people added because they said they loved that part because they were like, oh, you again, YouTube, I do not condone the edits that was made on this video. So Ali is warning pro-regime people that the wrath of Allah is coming, and the way that the wrath of Allah would express itself is that the people of Iran will start killing IRGC and mullahs. And the edit by Iranian people was basically looking forward to that. Again, YouTube, I'm not endorsing any violence. I'm just demonstrating the views of so many Iranian people. And just watch the edit again. He says, he's warning the pro-regime people that is coming. That is coming to Tehran. So watch the edit again.
یه هفته بعد از اسماعیل هنیه گفتش. عذاب علیم یعنی چی؟ عذاب علیم اینه؟ نه، عذاب علیم رو توی تهران خواهید دید. وقتی که سپاهی کشی را میفته، آخوند کشی را میفته، وقتی که سپاهی کشی را میفته، آخوند کشی را میفته، وقتی حمام خون را میفته.
And he says, when we have bloodbaths in Tehran, that's when. So he's basically, this content creator is promising that at some point we are going to see this come to Tehran, and there will be a bloodbath in Tehran, and the Iranian people would be killing us. They would be killing the mullahs. They would be killing IRGC people, and this is going to be the end of us. That's what he's saying. And again, this is from a pro-regime person. All right, so I already showed this. This is not that important. This is the Syrian people, some Syrian people who are pro-regime people trying to run away as HDS was taking over. You could see the airport in Syria.
شايف خال كله قاعد بطير لهناك ولكم شوفي ولا الله ما احناش عارفين شو فيه قلنا لهم المطار صديق ما حد مصدقنا يا بي.
So here's an important video. A lot of Iranians are sharing this video. This was after Hezbollah agreed to a ceasefire, and Khamenei came out and said that these idiots think that the axis of resistance has fallen, but the axis of resistance is going to be more powerful than ever. And right after he said this, HTS managed to capture Aleppo, and a lot of Iranians are making fun of Khamenei because of his predictions constantly. Not only they don't come true, the opposite of predictions. Khamenei is famous for whatever he says that happens in the future, the opposite of that happens. One of his most famous predictions were that the United States will run out of oil pretty soon. And right after he said that, United States found oil, so much so that it became a major exporter of oil, and United States has more oil than it could ever possibly need. That happened right after Khamenei predicted that the United States will run out of oil. And right after that, United States found more oil than they could ever imagine. So this is his prediction, was that he called everybody who's thinking that the axis of resistance is weak idiots. And he said that we are going to become more powerful than ever, and we're going to grow. And right after that, Aleppo fall, and now Damascus fall. So this video is now famous. It's like he says, these idiots. He's like, the enemies of the axis of resistance, what they're doing is actually expanding. They're helping grow the axis of resistance. So basically the Zionists and the supporters of Zionists. Hamas has not fallen, Hezbollah has not fallen. Everything that has happened is actually going to make us stronger.
این یک الزام قطعی است و تخلف ناپذیره.
Like this is absolute. This is going to happen. There's no denying this.
امروز دارم میگم.
It's like, and I say to you today.
امروز جبهه مقاومت هر اندازه گسترش داره فرد.
No matter how strong, as strong as the axis of resistance is today.
فردا این گسترش چند برابر خواهد.
Tomorrow, this power, this expansion will become multiplied. There you go. And then you saw what happened right after. You saw what happened right after. Hold on, let me see if I have this. Yeah, I already have. Let me show you this. Okay, so again, let me show you. This is incredible. You can see that the the Islamic Republic officials, they're now spreading the news. Bashar al-Assad به توصیه جمهوری اسلامی درباره مردم سوریه توجه نکرد. So Iranian media, this is from خبرگزاری فارس. Iranian media from inside Iran they are saying that Bashar al-Assad didn't listen to the Islamic Republic and he didn't listen to his people. So they're saying Bashar al-Assad has fallen because Bashar al-Assad didn't listen to the recommendations of the Islamic Republic to be closer to its own people, to become more of a people's government. So they're saying that the Islamic Republic told Assad, like, Assad, don't be mean to your people. You should be closer to your people. And Assad didn't listen to the Islamic Republic, and that's the reason why he has fallen. This coming from the Islamic Republic. Do I need to, as if when they were supporting Assad before, he was such a people's person. He was just so good to his people back then. Only recently Assad has become divided and separate from his people. And that is why he has fallen. Even though the Islamic Republic was like, no, be kind to your people. Islamic Republic, who it itself is very kind to its people. So this is Cope, obvious Cope. Another Ghalibaf, which is the head of the Iranian parliament, said بارها به اسد گفتیم باید به مردم توجه کنیم. Yep, okay, so the head of the parliament in Iran was also saying that we told Assad many times that he has to listen to his people. The Islamic Republic now has this narrative now going like, oh, this is he didn't listen to us, that's why he fell. They're just basically trying to make excuses for, instead of admitting that he failed because we couldn't go and save him. What, this is a video. Okay, okay, but this is what Khamenei was saying before, just a couple of years ago, right? So this is like 8 years ago.
بشار اسد رئیس جمهور محترم سوریه.
So he's like, Mr. Bashar al-Assad, the respected leader of Syria. Okay, so this is like a couple of years ago, before Assad failed. This was the narrative of the Islamic Republic.
در چهره یک مبارز و مقاوم بزرگ ظاهر شد.
He says the Bashar al-Assad is the face of a great fighter, a magnificent fighter.
تردید در او به وجود نیامد.
Like there is no doubting this man.
لم يتردد يعني.
This part he said in Arabic. He was saying Persian, now he's speaking Arabic. He stood strong. Bashar al-Assad stood strong. This is very important for a nation. I want the rest of the proxies of the Islamic Republic to see this. They will sell you out like this. You see, Khamenei, his narrative was, you're strong, you're a great leader, you're amazing. But as soon as their priorities is themselves, as soon as they can, as soon as they find it more convenient, they will let you out to dry like that. You see, Bashar al-Assad was the great hero of Khamenei, his #1 soldier in the region. Look how they're supporting him now. This is going to make the rest of the proxies of the Islamic Republic in the region say, well, fuck this shit. These people will not come and save us when we need them. What's the point of being a proxy of the Islamic Republic? This is very key for us. This is so important for us, for all the proxies of the Islamic Republic to see. I think I covered everything. There was one more video. Okay, so let's just end it with this video. This is something that a lot of Iranians are sharing. So Raisi, before he was cutleted, he was in Turkey meeting Erdogan, and they opened, I think, is that the Quran or is that the Hafiz? Anyways, they were trying to predict the future, I think, using the Quran.
قصد تفاعل نگرفتم ولی همین تو باز کردم اومد خوش باش که ظالم.
So this is a tradition among religious Iranians. They open it's the Hafiz, I think. They either use the Quran or the Hafiz to try to see what the future holds. What guys? Which poet is this? I don't know, because they just like the Quran, they consider some Iranian poets to be able to just open up a book and see the future. So Raisi, the former president of the Islamic Republic, opened it to read what the future holds. Okay, so the prediction says that be happy that the oppressors will not be victorious, or they will not go back home, or something like that. I don't know my Persian prediction. But this video cuts out because Erdogan at this point points to Raisi. He's like, is it talking about you? Like, are you the oppressor? Which was a very funny moment. Anyways, a lot of Iranian people are sharing this because they're saying the predictions came true. Because remember, all of this started with the death of Raisi. And actually, let me show you another picture. Oh, let me actually show you two pictures. These are fun. Let me show you some two pictures. Yes, let me this one. Where is that? No, three pictures. Where is that other one? Of all the these are three. Oh my god, these are. Let's end the show with some fun, okay? So a lot of people are saying that there's a saying in Persian, Ali Mundo Hozesh, which says Ali has no one except himself. And a lot of Iranian people are saying that, and they have this picture of Ali Khamenei, and all of these people, all of his supporters are dead, so he has no one left except himself. He's just alone by himself now. And there's another picture that I was reminded that I should show you guys, because people are saying the people who died. So all of this started with Raisi's death, right? So they're saying spring, we had these people die, Zahedi die, and we had Raisi die. In summer, we had Ismail Haniyeh die. In autumn, we had all these people die, all these people fall or die. So they're saying what's going to happen in winter. So a lot of people are happy, like this is such a blessed year. That's what the Iranians are saying. Like the spring of this year just started fantastic, and it just keeps on going and going and going, right? So people are happy. And the last image, this is actually the last image I'm going to show you. And a lot of Iranians are saying, don't worry, the Islamic Republic has still one more fighter. He's going to come to Syria, and he's going to fight and protect the shrines. This is the last remaining fighter that maybe the Islamic Republic can rely on. So I'm saying that they're calling him the last defender of the shrines, because the Islamic Republic has no one left, that this is as likely as anything else at this moment. So yes, this is the humiliation that the Islamic Republic has to deal with right now. Anyways, guys, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe. As you can see on this channel, we show you things that you don't see in other places. So I think this channel needs to grow. So recommend this channel, the Atheist Republic channel. Please support it, help it grow. Please subscribe if you're new here. If you are subscribed, check if you have hit the bell notification. And make sure you can click all when you click the bell notification, so when we go live, because you can see the comment section here is very fun. Oh, let me actually read some of your comments. We got a super chat. Make it saying, thank you, Armin. You are very good at explaining the unexplainable. That's a good compliment. Hellbender is saying, do you think IRGC lacked the intelligence to know it was coming, or did they know but couldn't stop it? Stop what exactly? Because are you since October 7th, there's so many things that happened that they couldn't stop that I don't know which one you're referring to. There's so many options here. They've been fucked in so many ways. I don't know which one you're referring to, so you need to be more specific. This could be so many things since past year. Okay, hold on. Paris saying, what were their role in Syria? They were there to defend Assad. They were there to defend Assad, to pretend like they're there to defend the shrines, but their main role was to create the bridge between the Islamic Republic, Iraq, and Hezbollah, basically to create the Shia crescent to be able to pressure Israel as a leverage against the international community and ask for points, ask for ask, this was their pressure point against against the international community, being able to do things to Israel. Now they can't anymore. BGC is saying 9 months. Write that down. Mark it in the calendar for the stream. Yes, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's so many failed predictions by these people that we have shown that it's just not. We're used to it now. On the Persian side, like we make fun of the predictions not coming true all the time. Sarah was saying, "Oh yeah, some of the people in those prisons were declared as dead to their families and just kept in prison." Yep, that's a good. Thank you, Sarah, for that. Susanna is saying people talking shit in the live chat really need to look up how enforced disappearances work. Yes, those people in prisons, those people. If you don't feel sympathy for them, I don't know what's wrong with you. Susanna, this was earlier saying anti-Semitism, the true unifier. Yes, exactly. The Islamic, because there's a Sunni Shia divide, and the Islamic Republic try to use anti-Semitism as a way to bring these people together. And you can see the pro-Assad people, they're seeing so many Sunni people celebrating the fall of Assad, and they are trying to say like, no, HTS is a Zionist group. Look, they're anti-Palestinian. This was a Zionist plot. They always try to use anti-Semitism as a way to unite them, because the Sunni Shia divide makes the axis of resistance very weak. So they try to rely on hating Jews as a way to bring them together. Very good point, Susanna. Charles is saying, who will be the predominant sheikhs? I don't know what this is asking. Iran is saying, are you waiting for Khamenei's speech in Wednesday? Yes, guys, Khamenei is missing in action. People are like, what the fuck, why is Khamenei is not giving a speech? And people are saying, because this is embarrassing. I think they don't know what to say, so they're trying to. So Khamenei hasn't given a speech, and hasn't spoken about anything that has happened in Syria since this. And this is the fact that he hasn't spoken yet shows the level of humiliation and the way that they're trying to figure out how can we spin this around, the coping mechanism. So the coping narrative that they have to set, because everybody, all the pro regime people are waiting to see what Khamenei is saying, so that they set. Right now the narratives are contradicting with each other. So when Khamenei comes and gives a speech, that would be the narrative that they all have to go by. So we're all waiting to come and see what Khamenei is going to come and say on Wednesday, as a way to explain what the fuck just happened to us. How have we been fucked so badly? The Jewish ex-spy saying Christians already addressed that. And also somebody from Iraq saying next, Babylonian guy from Iraq saying next will be my country, Iraq. Hopefully. Wow. What do you think how the Iranian proxy will remove from the Iraqi government, especially in Iraq, is so much different than Syria and Lebanon? Here's the thing, I don't know. It's so multifactorial, especially as multifactorial Syria is, you yourself know how many different proxy groups, even the proxies of the Islamic Republic in Iraq, they don't see eye to eye. It's very complicated. So how things will turn out in Iraq, I don't know, but it could be that Iraq is next. It seems like the Houthis might be next, so we don't know who's going to be next, if there's going to be a next. It might be the Houthis first and then Iraq. We'll see, but the axis of resistance is very weak, and it seems to be falling apart. So I hope for the Iraqi people that they could liberate themselves from the influence of the Islamic Republic in the country. I hope the Iraqi people one day get to have control over their own destiny, away from all these foreign influences. So I hope that for them, and the weakness of the axis of resistance might bring that for them. So I don't know how things will turn out, but we'll see. It's just so the factors are so numerous that any form of prediction is useless right now. Anyways, again, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to recommend the channel, and most importantly, don't forget to stay Zionist, stay liberal. Till next show. Bye. Like the stream.